Hi guys, Mary Lisa here with Spirit Collective on YouTube. I wanted to talk to you today about something nearly all of my personal clients ask me about, and that is whether or not they can build their own psychic intuition. If you're new to my channel, go watch as many videos as you can because it helps support me. The more likes and follows that I get, the more opportunity I have to putting up this free content. So please support me. So I made a blog post on this and it's on my website, www.spiritcollectiveusa.com. And the only reason why I use the word psychic is to get people to kind of engage with it. I don't really use that word because it has a lot of implications, that it's a gift and not everyone has it, which is simply not true. So I use different words. I call them the clairs: clairvoyant, clairaudient, claircognizant, and clairsentient. I'm going to talk to you about those later in the video. But first, I wanted to assure you that all of these gifts are born within us. Yes, you have spiritual gifts. These spiritual gifts get covered up over time as we grow into adults and they get compartmentalized. You can think of it as inner child work to kind of release those creativities, those intuitions, those clairs, those spiritual gifts. They're all within us already, so it's about bringing them up to the top and kind of working them out as like a muscle. If you don't already know too much about me, I consider myself to be an emotional and spiritual coach. My background is in mental health counseling and I have a master's degree in addiction studies. And I'm also trained as an intuitive energy healer. I created this YouTube channel to talk to you about these things because when I started this journey, I felt quite alone. I was scared of being judged for things that are not so mainstream, but things that I firmly believed in. I'm just hopeful to use my spiritual and psychological training to help people experience their own personal bliss. The first thing that we need to talk about is energy. Energy, we're all made of energy. Our thoughts are made of energy. Our words are made of energy. Our bodies are. Everything you see around us is vibrating at a certain frequency that makes it look like it's solid, but it's not. Everything is a frequency. So going off of that basis, which you can learn more about in quantum mechanics, which is not something I'm schooled in, so I'm not going to pretend to go there with you guys. So energies are sticky. Kind of goes along with secret, the law of attraction, as well as manifesting. So once we understand that we're all made of energy, then we can start to manipulate energy. We can manipulate energy with intention. If everything is a frequency, you can create a certain frequency to change another frequency. That goes along with string theory in quantum mechanics. It has been proven what one thing is doing over here can affect another thing all the way on the other side of the planet. The change of direction, right? Because they're connected on a theoretical or energetic string. Our energies travel in waves. If you think about it, when you call someone on the cell phone and your friend picks up in North Dakota, but you're in California, that is through an energetic frequency. We believe it because we experience it, but we don't see it with our own eyes. So I encourage you to push aside a little bit of the logistical thinking right now and just trust that everything is energy and it's connected by your intention. Intention is the most powerful tool that we have, and that's why it's very important to meditate, because when you meditate, you gain more control over your thoughts, frequencies, and therefore you're more able to dictate what you want to happen and what you want to think and what you want to feel. But what does all of this have to do with psychic abilities, intuitive abilities? Well, everything. Now, like I said, I absolutely wish that I was a quantum physicist and I can explain this to you in more of a scientific manner, because I do believe that both science and spirituality have a place together. I'm not a scientist like that, so I'll leave that to the experts. I did recommend some books on my blog post for you to read up on that kind of material if it interests you. And I'll also tag it down below in the comments. We all have the capacity to do extraordinary things that people will tell you are not real or are inconceivable. I think what happens is we experience things as children, like bad dreams or a monster under our bed or an imaginary friend, And people try to convince us it's not real. I'm not saying the monsters under your bed are real, but what I am saying is we have the capacity to read energy around us, and it gets smushed and smushed and smushed by reality. So again, intuitive abilities are innate in everyone. You can become more intuitive, and I'm going to share some of those tools that I have used to build my own intuition when I work with clients as an energy healer. Basically, intuition is a sensitivity to energy. We hear this word a lot, empath, right? And I did make a video on empath. Try to watch it through. It's one of my earlier videos, so it's not edited and it's not super great, but any support you can give is still appreciated. If you feel super empathic, you might feel that certain situations are too difficult for you. Certain people or places are too toxic for you. That just means you're sensitive to energy. While that can be great, it can be very taxing for you and for other people. Hi guys, so I've made a video like this before. This is selenite. This is what I use to cleanse and clear myself. So this is also an intuitive practice. It's super fun. You can use selenite or your hands. In Qigong, that's called yin massage. So you can use your hands and just kind of like smooth it over your aura, releasing any negativity, removing negative emotions or whatever. It's intuitive because you can close your eyes and sense where any extra blockages are. I tend to get them around my head because I'm doing a lot of energetic work with people and on my computer a lot as well. Sorry for the clanging and banging. But yeah, so that's also an intuitive practice and it helps keep you clear of negative energies. After you've kind of cleansed your energy with selenite or your hands or grounding or however you usually do it, then when I feel safe to go into the meditation because I'm clean and clear from any negative emotions or inhibiting factors that would hold me back from getting clear messages. I think it's just important to be aware that we do have control over these things, and like I've mentioned earlier, it's all about intention and doing purposeful work for yourself. You can become in control of these gifts through meditation, especially through meditation. The next thing that you need is to learn to trust yourself. This is simple and not easy. It's simple because it's a simple concept. Trust yourself. But it's not easy because it takes a lot of practice. I did write a blog post on learning to trust yourself. I will link it in the comments and I think put it up on the screen somewhere. Let's get into what the clairs are. As I said before, there's clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, and clairaudience. Now, people have a combination of all of them, or they've completely shut the door to it because something scary happened to them. Either way, it's up to you whether or not you want to build these skills. Claircognizant means knowing. I kind of think of it as like a download of information into your head. An idea pops into your head. And that's what claircognizant is. And that's the first intuitive skill that I built. Things just started being downloaded. I just started knowing things. And this goes back to trusting yourself, because at first I didn't trust they were intuitive messages. Some ways to know if you're claircognizant already is, are you led by your thoughts? Are you a deep thinker? Do you tell stories to explain something? Do you feel like you just know things about people and places and aren't sure why? The next clair is clairvoyance. Probably the most typical one that people think of when they think of psychic abilities, seeing things. Clairvoyance is like visualizing. It can go hand in hand with claircognizant, like we just talked about. Do you see things in your head? Do stories just download and you watch this play pan out in your head? Are you great at visualizing? Do you see colors or fogs around people or places where others typically don't? The next one is clairsentient, extra feeling. This is what my intuitive healer is. She feels things where I see them in my mind. That's kind of like when you walk into a room and feel deep sadness and you wonder who in the room is really sad, or you get a gut feeling like your stomach, you're sick to your stomach and you're not sure why. Are you super connected to your body? Do you listen to it in an intimate way? Does it tell you messages? And the last one is clairaudient, which I feel like can be the most stigmatized and scary for people. So clairaudient, do you prefer to listen and pick up cues? And there really isn't anything. You wake up with songs in your head. Do you hear guidance from your angels or your guardians? So all of these intuitive gifts, all of the clairs can feel quite overwhelming if you don't know what you're dealing with. So I want to encourage you to reach out to people in the spiritual community that can help you. Like myself in this channel, if you can't find anyone around you that's willing to talk to you about it. The next step is practice. And practice does not mean test yourself. If you're just learning how to do addition and subtraction, you're not going to enroll yourself in a trigonometry class. The same goes with your intuitive abilities. We want to build up self-confidence. A lot of that is learning imagination, creativity, and intuition are like sisters or brothers. They go hand in hand oftentimes. Practice with your creativity. So practice in any way you can. Here are some tips to help you build your intuition. First, we can make a ball of energy. Okay? And in this ball, you can put whatever you want. Do you want to put emotions, feelings, or images? Then I want you to kind of feel the texture, the density, and how big it is. And then you can send it to people who need the kind of energy that you were making. My dog's having a fit. Don't mind him. Excuse me. I know, he's having a hard time. There's workers in our house fixing a flood, so he's quite upset. If you don't have someone you can practice that with, just practice making a ball of energy and sending it to someone who potentially needs what you're making. Another way to increase your intuition is to touch an object and let it tell you a story. And it's not about finding out where that object came from or how many hands it's been through. It's about creativity and imagination at this point, which, like I said before, is all the same as intuition. Another way is to envision each of your chakras, all 7 of them, and I'll make a video on the chakras to help you visualize where they're at and what they're for. I also have a chakra quiz, which I will tag in the comments as well. Anyways, you can envision each of your chakras being big, bright of their color, so red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. You can envision all of those being big and expanding them and spinning clockwise out the front and back of you. That's really imaginative. It's visual. It actually supports your own vibrancy and health. It increases the energy flow in your subtle body. Another really powerful tool to increase your intuition and also make you feel a lot better is to close your eyes and imagine you are finding a negative emotion in your body. This involves clairsentience. Where does this negative emotion live in your body? What does it look like? How can you remove it from yourself? That is energy work. And that involves all of the clairs, and it is beneficial to you on an energetic and emotional level. Like, let's say that I feel anger and I feel it in my heart, this big black and red sticky flowy energy. I just kind of pull it and pull it and pull it out, and if I need help I ask for guidance, and then I put it in a box and send it away and say thank you. That's energy work. It's about using your creativity and your intuition together. Another way to build your intuition is to build a relationship with your spiritual guides or your guardian angels. You can pray to them every morning for how you want your day to go. You can pray in gratitude. You can ask that certain gifts be activated and wait in meditation until you feel it. Another ancient way, well, I guess they're all ancient, but a way to have an intuitive moment is to light a candle and watch the flame and get really entranced by it, and then you can start using clairvoyance to see things that potentially pop up. As with all of these tips, if they don't resonate with you, don't do them. You're gonna find something that really works for you in your intuitive practice. The next thing is really fun. If you have a pet, you can sit with them and practice sending thoughts between third eye to third eye. That can be building a bond between you both and also an intuitive practice. One of my favorite ones is to go out on a walk. If there's wind, I imagine the wind blowing off negativity from my body, or I imagine the sun charging me with energy. All of this is intuitive, creative energy work. So get creative, get started. Think of things that resonate with you and make it into a practice. As long as it's positive, uplifting, full of love and harmony, then you'll be safe and all set. I hope this information was helpful for you. I'm going to continue creating videos and blog posts on my website and on YouTube because I want to share this content with you guys. I decided to create this YouTube channel and share these gifts with you for free. You are an infinite being. Together we can do anything. Please comment, like, share this video, subscribe, go through some of the playlists, or email me personally and let's start a conversation. Stay tuned for a video on Chakras 101, which of your chakras are blocked, and the who, what, where, when, and why of smudging. Thanks for watching, guys. Come here. Come here. Sullivan is clairaudient. Excuse me. Please don't scratch the door. He's not a great listener. Hey.